Hello, strivers. I hope you are doing well today. I wanted to talk to you more about worship as we started yesterday, um, speaking about it. Uh, Basically, in Romans 12, 1 through 2, it's about presenting your body as a living sacrifice to um, give your all as a way of paying homage to the Lord, and in doing so, you actually try Him. If you do that, you kind of give space for Him to work in your life and to be in your life. It's the ultimate sign of the ultimate kind of manifestation of uh, vulnerability, of trust, of just kind of sanctity to the Lord. It's about forgetting about yourself and kind of old school song, forget about yourself and concentrate on Him and worship Him. And that is what Romans 12, 1 through 2 is talking about in terms of worship, that worship is more than just singing a slow song and closing your eyes and crying and giving the good old church stank face. But it's a lifestyle of giving yourself your entirety. And in doing so, Paul talks about you try the Lord to figure out what He is about and what He's going to do in your life or in the lives of others around you in exchange for your sacrifice, in exchange for your worship. It's about creating a space for you and Him to communicate, for Him to work, and for you to find out, what you're supposed to do and what you are called to do in that space. So worship is just it's Webster defines it as an adoration, as just kind of the epitome of love, and when you actually just glorify and venerate someone through your actions or through your words or through your through everything, through your whole being. So Paul kind of extrapolates that, or kind of builds that up and saying, you sacrifice yourself and worship Him. And it's hard. I wouldn't say it's an easy thing. People say I'm a worshiper. It's like, I get it, but do you really love the Lord like Paul is talking about? Are you really loving Him and forgetting about yourself and not going into it unabashed, or not unabashed, but going into it without a motive to get something, but just because you simply love the Lord? Because that's another key aspect of it. You don't worship the Lord, or you don't worship somebody in order to get something out of them. You worship them to just because you like them that much, that you're willing to do anything and everything to satisfy them, to please them, to make them happy. And that is what Paul is. That's the crux of this argument. But on return that, even if you're not going into it with the expectation of getting something, it is to try them to see if they're worthy of your sacrifice. And the great thing about the Lord is that, yes, that sacrifice is worth it, and He will answer it with some shape, form, or fashion. Often not like how we want Him to, which is a constant struggle of mine. But He will answer. He will keep you. He will satisfy you. He will satiate you. He will love on you. And I'll be honest, it's hard sometimes to worship the Lord, especially in this state, because you're so confounded and so conflicted. Well, I'm so confounded and so conflicted about what I see versus what is done, and it's like a cost-benefit equation. But I have to trust the Lord to do what He says. So even when I don't feel like it, and even when you don't feel like it, we must worship Him. And God is a spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. So just something to think about, strivers, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm running late to work, so I have to go right now. See you later. Bye.